everyone, I'm the Pixel Pathfinder, and my goal is to help you find great new indie games to play. The next Steam Next Fest is fast approaching, and I actually stumbled upon a press preview website that kind of showcases all the games that are expected to be at Next Fest coming up on October 9th. So we've got a look into what's to come a little bit early, so I wanted to go ahead and start making some videos where I show you the top games that I'm looking at in each of the different categories that we can check out for Next Fest. So we're going to kick things off with my top 15 games that I'm looking forward to trying out during Steam Next Fest in the strategy category. So we're going to kick this off with 5 that I'm just kind of curious about, another 5 that I'm decently excited about, and then the last 5 that I'm pretty pumped about. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So the first game up here is going to be Champions Chalice. So Champions Chalice is a auto battler game, and I've mentioned several times that I'm always looking for a good auto battler game. Do I think this is going to be a fantastic auto battler game? No, I don't. But it looks interesting enough for me to give it a shot and give it a try, because sometimes looks can be deceiving. And I've played a couple auto battler games that really just kind of came out of nowhere and surprised me. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be one to do that, but I do think that, you know, it's worth me checking out. The art style is kind of interesting, but really what sort of sold me on it here is as we get down a little bit further, you know, you get to pick a champion, you randomly draft a champion, you're going to build unique parties from the enemies that you fight against, and then as you continue on, they've got items, artifacts, you know, there's 100 different units, so just a good amount of stuff to check out here. So I'll look forward to playing this one. I'll definitely check out the demo. I'm not sure if I'll record it and put it here on the channel, but I'll definitely try it out. The next game is going to be Cobalt Core. So Cobalt Core is a sci-fi roguelike deck builder set in space with a bunch of like adorable looking dinosaurs, I think is what they are. So dinosaurs and I don't know, some kind of weasel or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, this has got kind of your standard Slay the Spire progression layout for each of the different runs. And as you get into the game, you're actually on a ship, and the cards that you draft allow you to fire the different weapons and things, put up your shields on your ship as you fight other ships. It looks decently interesting. I don't often get into the sci-fi type stuff, but I really liked the sort of pixel art style and the little twist that they have on stuff here, so I figured I would check it out. The next game is going to be Legendary Creatures 2. So this game definitely looks like it was made with a bunch of asset packs, and you know, at first glance I was like, you know, I don't know, but then they got me with like the unit art that we're seeing here, which is pretty impressive, even if it is from an asset pack. And just the further this trailer goes on and on, the more I just start to see things that make me go, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that gets hooked into my brain. So this is a weird 4X dungeon crawler auto battler. Again, the auto battling stuff, that definitely piques my interest. But if we look at like this character right here, if we go back a little bit here, you're going to see like this is an example of a support paladin class here. Divine Hammer, I think is the name, but they got all these stats and then they got their skills, and there's just a lot going on. And the further on this trailer got, the more I was like, yeah, this kind of looks like the thing that I would definitely play. And then down here we get to see a couple other things, you know, tons and tons of creatures, a whole bunch of different skills, just all kinds of good stuff here. So I figured I would want to check this out. Animation looks pretty solid, so we'll see how it does. The next game is going to be Lucky Hero. So Lucky Hero is a roguelike symbol building game. So this one I picked out because I think it just has like an interesting concept to it. So you're fighting monsters, but you're sort of fighting them by rolling a slot machine, and then based on what icons, what symbols come up on the slot machine, that kind of determines what you can do in combat. And they've got some other interesting combat things, or like, yeah, I guess combat things here as well. Like there's times where you can like forge things that pop up on the slot machine. I don't know. It just looked pretty interesting, right? Do I think it's going to be really good? No, but it's an interesting concept that I haven't tried out before, and that always kind of stands out to me on Next Fest is like, okay, can you show me something that people haven't been doing a million times already? The next game is going to be Vault of Power. Now, this one doesn't have a video, but again, this is another auto battler. I told you I'm a sucker for them. And this one just had like really nice graphics. I really like the pixel art style on the enemies, and actually the skills too look pretty good as well. And this is another one, like I said, it's an auto battler, so it looks like you're going to be picking out some units, and they're going to have the standard sort of auto battler tags and groupings here. So really, it's the art style and the auto battler concept that sold me on that here. And then as we get down here, you can see a few different other features for it. So those are the 5 that just kind of piqued my curiosity. They're not necessarily anything that I'm really like crazy excited about, but you know, you got to narrow it down somehow. And they made the cut for things that I definitely want to try to play the demo of once they become available for Next Fest. Now, the next 5 games are games that I am actively kind of excited about. I may have played them before, or they're from studios that I recognize, or maybe they're using some sort of new mechanic that I've played with and I've actually liked that mechanic. So the first game up is going to be Sandwalkers. So Sandwalkers is the next game that's being developed by Goblin Studio. Now, Goblin's Publishing has put out a lot of games that I've enjoyed quite a bit, but Goblin Studio is their game creating branch, and they put out Legend of Keeper, which is a game that I really, really like. So Sandwalkers kind of takes some concepts from Legend of Keepers, and it expands them out into a game where you're actually going to be out there kind of exploring the world. So you're on this sort of open world Civ style or Heroes of Might and Magic style map where you travel around and you encounter enemies and other events and things like that. And then as you encounter those enemies, you come into these combat screens where a lot of the mechanics here remind me of Legend of Keeper. I have actually played the prologue for this, which was already released. I believe you can still play it if you want to, and I enjoyed it a decent amount. So I may not play this again during Next Fest because I've already played the prologue and there's so many other things to play, but I wanted to point it out to you because I found it to be quite good, and again, I'm a big fan of Legend of Keeper, so I'm always going to be interested in whatever Goblin Studio is making next. All right, the next game is called Perfect Dice. So Perfect Dice is a interesting take on deck building and dice building, and it's actually got a mechanic in it that I played with in a game coming up here in just a minute, where you actually sort of draft abilities, and then your abilities take the dice that you roll, and those dice and where you put them in your abilities determine what you do when you're in combat. So a good example here, if we look at this, like we have this sure thing, guaranteed to hit on the next roll if possible, triggers on a miss. So it looks like, you know, you can put in a different die there and it's going to do different things. And again, here, like deal damage equal to current, I don't know, energy. It's hard to read this stuff, but this mechanic of having spells or abilities down here and then drafting or rolling your dice and then putting them into the slots here is something really cool in the next game here, SpellRogue, which I actually have played. I've recorded a video for the demo, which is going to be out here on the channel probably this week. So you'll be able to check that out. But I really, really enjoyed the mechanic in SpellRogue. So it's actually SpellRogue that sold me on checking out Perfect Dice because I wanted to see another iteration on that mechanic. So that being said, SpellRogue is similar to Perfect Dice, except it's fantasy based. In this game, you play as a elemental mage and you draft different spells, and then your spells will take dice that you roll at the start of every turn. And this was just a fantastic game. I'm a huge fan. You can see I've already wish listed the game because it was that good. So a little bit of a spoiler there, but I really, really enjoyed this a lot. The next game up is going to be Attack on Hex Island. So this one is a little interesting, right? So it says it's Pokemon / Tetramaster. So most people are going to know what Pokemon is, but if you don't know what Tetramaster is, it's a mini game from Final Fantasy IX. And I'm always looking for people to put out good Tetramaster like spin-offs. And this one, do I think it's going to be good? No, yeah, I don't really know, but it's something, right? Someone's doing a Tetramaster game, so I'm going to check it out. That's pretty much just how that goes. It does look a little interesting. I think like the artwork on the monsters and stuff is pretty cool, but it's just weird seeing these like player icons. They don't match up at all. Like it's clear that either one of both of these are asset packs, and they don't match. They don't match at all. But that being said, there's consistency between the monsters. That's what you're going to be playing with most of the time. So I'm pretty excited to check this out when it does release a demo during Next Fest. And then the final game in this group is actually going to be Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin. I think this counts as an indie game. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, I'm going to be checking it out during Next Fest. I've been waiting for a demo to drop of this. I thought it looked pretty cool ever since they showed off some previews, pretty much from the announcement trailer on. But this is set in the Warhammer universe in the Age of Sigmar, and it is an action RTS game where you have just a lot of crazy, awesome Warhammer units that you're fighting against and fighting with. And that's just, yeah, anything Warhammer I'll check out, even if most of the time it's not like exceptionally good. I still get excited about it. All right, so on to the final 5. These are 5 games that I actually am 100% hyped about. I'm really excited to try demos of these if I haven't already, or to just get the full versions of these games. So I definitely wanted to share them with you. So first up is The Last Flame. Now, The Last Flame is an auto battler that I think, out of everything in this video, is definitely head and shoulders above everything else. Like, I don't have to play the other games that I mentioned to know that this is better than those games. I have already played the demo for this, which is available, and I have not recorded a video for it. I kind of started playing this one before I picked Pixel Pathfinder back up, but I will play the demo and showcase it in a video here because I think this game is just really, really good. So it's an auto battler, pretty similar to things like TFT or what was it, Dota Underlords or Auto Chess, where you're basically going to have your team of units and you can upgrade them and equip them with weapons, and it just does a really good job of doing all that stuff. And it actually is one of the few ones that I've played that's felt like a legit auto battler game where you're doing interesting stuff with your characters. Very good, having played the demo, and I'm super excited. You can see I already wishlisted it here because I enjoyed it that much. Next game up, I won't spend too much time on because I just put a video out for it, but it's Phantom Rose 2, so this is going to be a part of Game Fest, but the demo has been released a little bit early. I will be revisiting this demo to do a run as the mage and probably throwing a video up of this on the channel. The next game I also won't spend too much time on because it's Break the Loop, and I know a lot of people found my channel through my videos for Break the Loop. Again, Break the Loop, super awesome. Already wishlisted it because I had so much fun with this game, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to whatever they do next between now and whenever they either do the full release or early access or whatever it's going to be. I'm in. So these last 2 games I have not talked about or showcased on the channel, but I'm very excited about them. So the first one here is going to be Solium Infernum. So I actually got a message about possibly being able to play this game. And I just got a, yeah, we'll let you know. And I haven't heard anything back yet, but this is a turn-based grand strategy game that's basically set in hell. You are trying to, I think, become the ruler of hell. But either way, the graphic style in this game looks awesome. It looks really unique. And I also think like the UI and the different like spells, and I mean, look at these characters, like the character art is super cool. We're going to see some card art coming up right here. This card art looks really awesome. And this is by the developers who created a board game that I've played a bunch, Armello. So I fully expect this to look really, really great. The cards, you know, look a lot like the stuff from Armello. So I'm just really excited. Good developer, good concept, good art, good twist on everything here. I mean, just look at this. This looks absolutely sick. I'm really excited to get my hands on this and to play it. And then the game I'm probably the most excited about in the strategy genre for Next Fest to be able to get to play a demo of is actually going to be Songs of Silence. So Songs of Silence kind of came out of nowhere. It's a story-rich strategy game, and it looks a lot like Heroes of Might and Magic with just a fantastic art style. So you do have some real-time battles, but this is a 4X game that features a lot of magic. The art style, the unit design, and everything is just freaking awesome. Like, look at this artwork. Like, it is just, it's so beautiful. And you can sell me with a great UI, and you could sell me with great art. And this has both of those on top of being, like I said, a game that's very reminiscent of something like Heroes of Might and Magic, which I really, really enjoy those games. But we've got, 4X, so big overworld. We've got battles. We've got buildings to create. We've got some like card-based combat. Just a lot of things that to me are just ding, 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 ding. We're checking off boxes, and it just looks super cool. So I've seen some other content creators getting to play this ahead of time. I've messaged the developer and said, hey, please let me, and I've got no response. So it looks like Next Fest is the only way I'm going to be able to get in here and play this, and I'm super pumped to be able to do that. So those are my top 15 games from the strategy category that you can look forward to coming up this Next Fest on October 9th. I hope that you have found something interesting in this video that you can download a demo for and check out. And there's definitely going to be some videos coming to the channel. We will have videos 100% for Songs of Silence and Solium Infernum. We'll put a video out for The Last Flame. We may put one out for Realms of Ruin. SpellRogue I've already got recorded and ready to go. And then the rest of them, I'm not really sure. We'll see. If they turn out to be pretty good, I may make a video. If not, there's plenty of other genres to pick out exciting games from, so we may prioritize those first. But again, I'm the Pixel Pathfinder. My goal is to help you find great new indie games to play. I hope you found some sweet demos to check out here in about a week or so. And as always, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for spending your time here. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.